It has been autumn, and you know what's really cute for autumn? Sleeves. I know it's almost winter now. It's because somebody kept me from doing my YouTube video, but anyways, I'm still gonna put out the YouTube video for next autumn or whatever. Maybe you can just wear it in winter too. Sleeves, super fucking cute, and we're gonna make them. So here we go. Boo. I'm excited because today we're gonna crochet sleeves. You know the sleeves you've seen on Pinterest? Yeah, I thought so. And for that you need chunky yarn and thin yarn. So this is super bulky number 6 yarn. I don't know if you can see. And we're gonna use crocheting hook 10 millimeters. And then we have thin yarn. This is medium number 4. Yeah. So that's what I did so far, but I didn't like it. I don't know, something was wrong. I don't remember what it was, but I couldn't unravel it, so I just cut it. You'll see. This yarn doesn't let itself unravel, so I'm just gonna cut it. Why I did that, you might ask? Because I plan on using the bottom yarn, but I didn't end up doing that. So just forget all about that. I just had to put it in my YouTube video just because I do that every time. I don't know, I just have to show you that things go wrong. So here you go. I'm just gonna start all over. Okay, let's start again. Do a loop like this. Take your 2 fingers, hold it, wrap it around. You should have a cross right here. And hold it with your pinky finger. And now take your crocheting hook with your fingers and go underneath the first one and take the second one. Ta-da! Pretty easy. I now chain as many from here to here, and it has to be an even number. So I already changed, so I know it's going to be 26. Now chain 5. Yarn over twice, go into your loop, take the yarn. Now you should have 4 loops. So you take the yarn, go through 2, you should have 3 loops. Take the yarn, go through 2 loops, take the yarn and go through 2 loops. Yarn over twice, and just go through 2 loops, go through 2 loops, go through 2 loops, and just keep going this row. Okay, at the end, chain stitch 1, and then we're gonna cut it because now we're gonna do 2 rows of thin yarn. Okay, I applied enough. And the thin yarn. Do you see this? That's the knot we just made with the chain stitch. Don't go in here. Wrong door, my friend. Go into this one. Right? Okay. Take the thin yarn, pull it through, make a knot, just the old story. Go through the same stitch, take the yarn, then you have a loop. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4. Do yarn over twice, go into the next stitch. And just keep doing that. So at the end, you're gonna yarn over twice and you're gonna go into the chain stitch 2. Okay, that's the end of the row. Chain 4. Turn your work around like always. I mean, you already know what I'm gonna say, okay? And then don't go into the first stitch because that pretty much is this one. Go into the second stitch. and just keep going. I actually changed my mind. We're gonna do 3 rows of the thin one, and that's what it's looking so far. I'm gonna make another row of the thin one, and then I'm gonna make 1 row, the thick one that only goes till here, so we have space for our head, and then we'll do the same on the back. Easy peasy. Remember not to take the first stitch, but the second stitch. And just finish the row. How do you like my makeup, by the way? I love it. I'm obsessed with my makeup. Hope you like it too. This is so pretty. Just look at the colors. I'm so in love with the colors. It's like pink, purple, and blue. Are you kidding me? Those are my favorite colors. Okay. Anyways, that's what we have so far. And now you have to decide how far away you want to crochet. Like how big you want the opening for your head to be. Make it a little bigger because we're gonna do another round of thick yarn around it. She ended up not having enough yarn for another row for the neck, so I just left it like that, and it's a little off shoulder. So if you like off shoulder, then just do it like this. But if you prefer having it higher up your neck, then I would suggest that you either make a smaller hole, or if you can figure out how to make another row, I would do the same width, but then do another row for your neck. I would say till here maybe. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chain stitch and cut your yarn. Pull it tight. Turn your wig around. Take your chunky yarn. We'll do the same thing. Don't use the knot. Use the first stitch. Take your yarn. Pull it through. Make a knot. Okay. Go through the same stitch. Take the yarn and chain 4. 2 and go to the next stitch. So we have 1, 2, and we'll do 8, or however many you want to do, depending on how big your head is, I guess. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chain stitch, cut your yarn. And now we'll go, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's where we're gonna attach our yarn. Make a knot, go through the same stitch and pull the yarn through. Chain stitch 4. Yarn over twice and go into the next stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chain 1, cut the yarn, turn your work around. The thin yarn, same thing, knot the knot, first stitch. Crochet along until you're here, and then we'll do chain stitches. The last is a chain stitch you gotta do in, so you should have 8 stitches now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we're gonna count these. 1, 2, 11. So we're gonna do 11 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 11. I think I need to make bigger chain stitches. 11. Make sure your chain is not twisted, and then we'll connect it to here, but that's the knot. So into the first, we're gonna put on 2 loops. We're gonna go into this one. Finish the row, then chain 4, turn your work around, and don't go into the first stitch, go into the second stitch, and just keep repeating that until you have 3 rows. I must confess, I made a mistake. We're gonna have to have 4 rows in the back now, but if you can unravel, just keep crocheting the thick yarn. Like, do the chain stitch on the thick yarn, and then you can just make a normal row of thin yarn. But if you want to do it like me, we're gonna have 4 rows of thin yarn in the back and 1 row of thick yarn, not including this. This is the top row. Ta-da! So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of that thin yarn. Ooh. Make a chain stitch, cut the yarn. Now we're gonna do 1 row of thick yarn. Turn your work around. Okay, I don't think I have to explain to you anymore. It's just the exact same thing, how you start, and then you just make the row. Oh my god. This yarn was a lie. A lie. Do you see any green? I don't really see any green. Look at that. Does that look blue or purple to you? That's what I thought. It's fucking green. My family watches my YouTube, and my cousin, she was like, oh my god, and you swore on the YouTube, and like everybody was so surprised, and I'm like, oh my god. Anyways, don't cut your yarn. We're gonna connect it now. So do a slip stitch into the first chain stitch. Okay. Chain 4 into this hole, do 2 stitches. Then into this hole right here, do 1 stitch. Into this hole again, 2 stitches. And then this hole, 1 stitch. Just keep doing that all around. Okay, so I'm at the end. You do 2 stitches into this one. And then this is already in here. So we're just gonna slip stitch to the chain stitch. Chain 1 and cut your yarn. Now with the thin yarn, you go into the same one, same stitch, and you're gonna make a knot. Go through the same stitch, take the yarn, chain 4, yarn over twice, and now just crochet in each stitch, and we'll do 3 rounds. When you're at the end of the row, don't ever go into this stitch, so you leave this stitch out, and then you connect it, the chain stitch, the slip stitch. Oopsie, why does that happen to me so often? So you just keep doing 3 rows of thin yarn and 1 row of thick yarn until the sleeve is long enough. And once your sleeve is long enough, you're just gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. Oh, it feels so soft. It feels amazing. I would actually want a sweater like this. That would be pretty cool. And now you're just gonna get rid of the yarns, and you're finished. I thought I was gonna make another layer of thick yarn here, but I actually kind of like the off shoulder. Also, I didn't notice at the time, but I didn't have enough yarn to do another layer anyways, another row anyways, so yeah, it's just the off shoulder look. Cozy! Okay. Just weave the yarns in.